we've talked about it before on the show about the new Battlestar Galactica series that's in production. Eric and I are both big Battlestar Galactica fans. Definitely a classic. I'm a huge classic Battlestar Galactica fan. I know Eric's a huge classic Battlestar Galactica fan. I quite liked the Ron Moore version of Battlestar Galactica though too. I really love that version as well. So here on this website, the NME, that, like I said, this is just the most recent version I could find of this story. This is by Charlotte Kroll. And basically, the summation of this is there's a lot of talk about the release strategy for the new Battlestar Galactica show. So the headline reads, "New Battlestar Galactica series to experiment with release strategy like no other show," producer reveals. "We may dump 3 episodes in a row because it's a 3-episode long battle sequence," which that sounds to me like Blood and Chrome. All right, which was on Machinima, I believe. So, which I thought Blood and Chrome was pretty good. So the new Battlestar Galactica TV series set to launch on Peacock will likely play with the unusual way of releasing the show's producer has said. Sam Esmail, creator of Mr. Robot, said he plans to break the mold. Wow, that's not how you spell mold. Mold of how TV series are usually aired by releasing 3 episodes per week or several in one go, depending upon the narrative of the story. Stressing that this revival of the sci-fi show is not a reboot of The Last Incarnation, obviously meaning Ronald Moore's version, Esmo told Collider that fans can expect something different. For me, it was like, let's get in there and tell the right story, and it will tell us how many episodes. Now, I'm about to comment on this after we get past this. "We may dump 3 episodes in a row because it's a 3-episode long battle sequence that needs to be dropped in a row, even though there are 3 signifying chapters, and maybe each chapter is switching a point of view within that battle sequence," he added. Okay, all right. So let me just stop and tell you right now. If you take 3 episodes in a row and you release them at the same time, I think that's called a movie. Okay, you can break it up however you want. All right, you can call it whatever you want. Okay. But unless there's like, I don't know. You tell me, Eric. I mean, that's what I feel like. It's like if you've got a super long battle sequence told from different points of view, and let's say it takes, anywhere from 2 hours to maybe even 3 hours, that just sounds like a movie. It sounds like to me that the pilot is just, like a, back in the day, the pilot episode would also be a movie of the week. I keep talking about this. Why don't they just call it movie of the week? Why don't they just go back to how they kind of have a little fun with how they used to do stuff with the movie of the week was the pilot for a show. I don't know why they feel like they got to we're going to do this unique release strategy. No, it doesn't sound like it. It just sounds to me like you've got this story that basically should just be a movie of the week, and that's the pilot for the show. You just don't want to call it that. It sounds like spin. What do you think, Eric?
I agree with you 100%. 100%. It's hype. It's spin. I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is already happening, right? We just talked about WandaVision. They released 2 episodes at the same time, right? I mean, they've already done this. Mandalorian did it. You know what I mean? Where they released 2 episodes within the same week as well. They did it for like scheduling purposes and things like that. Because, like, for instance, with the Mandalorian, it came, Disney Plus came out like on a Tuesday. So they had the first episode of the Mandalorian, and the second one was available on the following Friday. But still, this stuff has been done. You know what I mean? And you even go farther back. You're talking about like the movie of the week premise and the way that they used to do pilots, and when pilots were movies, which it was the case with both incarnations of Battlestar Galactica. A little plug here. We reviewed the Ron D. Moore miniseries that started Battlestar Galactica, and they called it that. It's called a miniseries. In fact, they didn't know a series was actually going to happen, right? That was the whole point of doing a miniseries. It was basically like kind of a soft premiere, if you will, right, for the show, because the show wasn't happening yet. They wanted to see what kind of reaction they were going to get, so they actually did a miniseries, right? And that's what they called it. So I think a lot of it is all like trying to kind of reinvent the wheel, and they're trying to look for new ways to kind of put spin on this. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's just like the term reboot. It's kind of a meaningless term.
Yeah, I just thought I'd like to call that out. And understand, I'm not disparaging this retooling, reboot, relaunch, whatever the heck you want to call it. I love Battlestar Galactica. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. whether it ties into the Ronald D. Moore version or not. I'd personally like to see more allusions and callbacks and nods to the original Battlestar Galactica myself, just because I love more of how they took a lot of the Egyptian iconography. I guess it's pretty obvious I'm a big Moon Knight fan. Like, I love all the Egyptian stuff. If you look at some of the design work actually for Red Skirts, you can see a lot of callbacks and nods to that. So I am personally excited about this Battlestar Galactica reboot, relaunch, whatever you want to call it.
It's a remake, right? It's a remake.
Yeah,
That's
remake,
what it
whatever
is,
you want
right?
to call it. But
I personally wish, because we've already gotten, two different versions of Battlestar Galactica with, different versions of the same characters and things. I would really like to see something different. I would like to see like the Cylon War or something like that, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that either. But I do, like I said, I do like the idea of this new version, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.